It was my birthday, and me and my buddies were all going on a camping trip, which was for my 21st birthday. The camping trip was 2 hours away from my hometown I was living in. After packing our camping gear, me and my friends then got in the car and began to drive to our destination, which would be camping at. On our way to the camping spot, we stopped by a nearby gas station to get some snacks for the ride, and drinks as well for our cooler that we had in the trunk. After leaving the gas station, we then got back on the road and drove for an hour until making it to the camping entrance. Camping entrance was a gated camping area and was surrounded by the woods and trees everywhere. After getting through the driving part of the camping entrance, the time was now 4 p.m. and we had to park the car and go pay at the front desk of the camping spot to reserve our camping spot in an area we wanted to camp at. The front desk area was where you paid, and it was a wooden building. As I approached the wooden building, I then walked in and saw a man at the front counter. "What can I do for you, sir?" "I just want a camping reserving spot for me and my buddies." To give the man at the front desk the money, he then sent the text to my phone so I did not have to carry a paper around. After leaving that wooden building, I then went and saw my friends. We began to go find a camping spot that we wanted. After we found our camping spot, which was a mountain, we had a view of the lake that was right under us. It was on a cliff, so we wasn't so high up that we couldn't jump off into the lake and swim if we wanted to. The lake was nice, really blue. The time was now 5 p.m. We all started to set up our camping area and decided to go for a swim for a little bit. Since we was right beside the lake, our camping spot was like a good vacation type of spot. We had nice views and it was peace and quiet. I was having a good birthday at the start. After swimming for a bit, we all started to head back to our camping area. And tomorrow was going to be a big day for us all as we began to get in our own tents and go to sleep. The next morning came and I was woken up. We all went on a hike through the woods. The time was almost 9 a.m., so it was still early. We've been hiking for an hour. We then came across this strange house in the middle of the woods, which the house looked abandoned, and me and my friends thought it was cool because the house was bad, beat up, but it had its own hot tub outside the house, and the water was still working. After exploring the house a bit, we then started to make our way back to our camping spot because we had been walking for hours and we still wanted to go fishing. After making it to our camping spot, we then grabbed our fishing gear and went to the lake to go fish. The time was now 6 p.m. and it started to get darker. As we was fishing, I started to hear something in the woods. As I shrugged it off and thought maybe it was just an animal, I kept fishing. After fishing for a while, I then started to walk back the trail to our camping spot. Me and my friends were walking the trail when I heard a scream coming from the woods. The scream did not sound playful, as I heard a chainsaw in the woods. We then took off and made it to our camping spot. I was freaked out and debating on whether or not we wanted to leave or not, but we could not leave until the gate would open in the morning. We had no signal out there, so we stayed another night and we was going to leave first thing tomorrow morning. As I began to doze off, I could hear screams coming from the woods. "Someone please, help me. No, I have a family. Please." As I could hear chainsaws, and chainsaw sounds sounded like they were cutting up someone. At least that's what it sounded like. I then was paranoid and started to get out my tent with my flashlight and could see all my friends were all asleep. As I started to point the flashlight at the woods, I then saw a man holding a chainsaw. As the man turned on the chainsaw and started to run after me, I screamed and woke up all my friends. We ended up running to the wooden building, which I approached the door. The door was locked as I banged on the door. "Let me in, somebody." Nobody was there. We then ran to my car and got into my car. As we started to drive off, the man with the chainsaw was in front of my car. I then drove around the man and began to go to the front gate, but could see that the gate was shut, and in my rearview mirror, I could see the man walking up to my car holding the chainsaw. The man had on a work uniform, which it looked like he worked for a meat cutter company, and had long brown hair that was not kept clean. As the man with the chainsaw made his way to my car, the man then busted my car window and started to grab my friend, choking him. As I began to back up and get the man out my window, we started to drive until we saw the guy from the front desk. I then slammed on my brakes. "Sir, we need to get out of there. There's a crazy man out here." This front desk man just looked at me. "I can help you. Follow me." This man was our only hope because the gate was not open, and I figured he was going to let us out, but he started to say, "Take that way. There's an exit out there because I don't have the gate keys on me. It's at my cabin, which this will be a faster way if you left this way. Now go, go." After driving for an hour, I then saw the exit. We went through the exit. We got onto a highway and we began to file a police report about all of it, which the police then arrested the front desk man and the chainsaw man because the front desk man was behind all of it. You see, it was his son. He would have his son kill or kidnap people when they would go on camping trips. Camping trip area was shut down Still to this day, I'm confused on how he's part of it. He helped us escape. After doing a little more research, I then found out the man was behind it because the exit he gave us was leading you to a highway, which was where he would lure his victims into his son, and his son would get the job done. I have not been on a camping trip in a very long time, and I've not thought about it either. My name is Jack, and my birthday is tomorrow. My parents said that I can invite all my friends over from school, and they might hire a clown to do some cool tricks for us all to see. I was excited for my birthday, which was tomorrow, because I love eating cake and ice cream, so I could not get my mind off thinking about tomorrow. The next day came, which was my birthday. I had turned 10 years old, and my parents were downstairs decorating for my birthday party. And for when my friends and family would arrive, my parents always wanted the house to look the best. After seeing my mom and dad, "Hey birthday boy, you excited for today?" "Yeah, I am," as I replied. As I looked around at the cake we had and the ice cream and the food we had, which was pizza and chips and dip. As the time was now 3 p.m., my family and friends would be arriving here soon. After talking to my family and friends, we all began to eat food, and then after we finished the regular food, we then all had dessert afterwards, which would be cake and ice cream, which was my favorite. My mom and dad even went all out and got vanilla ice cream cups with M&Ms in it. We all ate as a family and had a good time. After opening my gifts I got from my family, I heard my mom from the other room, "Close your eyes. We have a surprise for you." Closed my eyes and waited until my parents would say open them. As I opened my eyes, I could see a clown. The clown was very tall. He was also fat, and he had a terrifying smile that I did not like. After I met the clown, his name was Poco. The clown was acting nice and talking to my friends, and after the clown started to say, "Do you all want to see a trick I have?" Poco the clown did a magic trick that shocked everyone in the house, as everyone's jaws dropped of amazement of what the magic trick Poco the clown pulled off. Everyone then started to ask Poco the clown more magic tricks, but as the day went on, Poco the clown magic tricks went from friendly to not so friendly pretty fast, as I could see my family sweating from wondering if this clown was a good guy or a bad guy. After Poco the clown did some good tricks, my family shrugged it off and went outside and talked and played football. I stayed in the house with Poco the clown, which he would begin to stare at me and start whispering, "Why don't we play a game?" I did not want to play a game with Poco the clown and began to go outside with the rest of my family and friends. But Poco the clown then grabbed my hand. As I tried to walk out, I then tried to move away from Poco the clown. As he pulled out his costume, a knife, and began to smile, he began to try and cut me. My dad then came in the house and yelled my name, which made Poco the clown let go and act innocent. When I told my dad what all happened, Poco the clown was a good liar, and he made my family feel comfortable. I then was ready for my birthday to be over and stay away from Poco the clown the whole day. As everyone began to leave Poco the clown, he then said his goodbyes and left. After I tried to tell my family what the clown tried to do to me, they never believed me. They thought maybe it was Poco the clown's way of playing. But Poco the clown was a good person. I was confused on how my parents were so convinced that Poco the clown was so much of an innocent man, and I have not seen Poco the clown ever since. I do not know what his full intention was that day, but from my experience, it was not good. My name is Isabella, and I've been talking to this guy recently who is a football player. His name is Ethan. He's the running back for the high school I go to at the moment, which me and Ethan have been dating for 2 months now. And my parents are moved to a different state that is an hour away, so we'll be doing long distance in a way. I have not told Ethan yet because I'm not sure how he would take this type of news. After packing my stuff and getting ready to move, I stopped by Ethan's to tell him the bad news, which he said, "We can work through this," as I believed him and left. We have been on and off, and we've been trying to make this work, but Ethan's best friend, who is a girl, has moved back to our hometown, and she has had his attention. After a couple weeks went by, me and Ethan decided we would take a break. It has now been a week. My birthday is coming up, and I keep getting calls from Ethan. If you get with anybody else, you will regret it. I started to block his number and all of his social medias, and I did not want to argue, due to the fact it was my birthday. I had been talking with my ex-best friend, which I knew since my childhood. Me and Ethan were not together anymore. After having a good birthday with my family and friends, they all wished me happy birthday. We all ate cake and ice cream. My friend Izzo had to leave. After he left, I got a no caller ID, and I picked up, and it was my ex, Ethan. "What did I tell you?" Hangs up. I then felt scared, but did not know if he was serious or not. As I told my dad, which he said, "If he comes, I'll handle it. You get some sleep, birthday girl." as I woke up to someone banging on my front door. I then woke up my dad, which he went downstairs and looked who was at the door, which nobody was there. My dad then went outside and checked around the house and did not find anyone. And my dad then started to shut the front door as a group of men busted in the door, knocking over my dad out the way. The men all had on ski masks to hide their identity, as it was 3 men. They all looked inside our house. "Where's your money?" I gave the men my money and feared for my life, even my family's as well. After the men took our money and my brand new TV I got for my birthday, the man had a gun and knocked my dad out with it by hitting him in the back of the head, and then told us all to shut up, and if you call the police, we'll be back and you'll be talking to the grave, so forget this even happened. After the man left, I was so scared for my life, and I did not want to call the police because of what the men just said, but I did not. The next morning I heard a knock at our front door. It was our neighbor. I saw the men's car license plate, and you should let the police do their job and catch these men. How did you see? I was pulling out my driveway and it was too late afterwards. So I called the police, but the police did not pick up. So I took it in my own hands and took a picture of the license plates to show you, so you could call the police and get your stuff back. After this, we then showed the police the men's license plate, which the men were found, and my ex-boyfriend Ethan was behind all of it. And I unblocked his number just to see he sent the text saying that next I will kill you, so maybe you learned your lesson. You can't run from me. I also saw another text. Your little friend Izzle? I'll finish him when I see him. After the men were all arrested, I've not heard of these men ever since. And we got all of our stuff back. So I'm just glad that my parents and I are safe and alive, because dating toxic exes is not always safe.